One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Let's straighten the hat. Let's get it right. Welcome to another episode of Sneaks, Rhymes, and Life. I am your host, Lionel McDonald. So it's been a minute. We haven't talked. Last time we talked was a while ago. It was a couple months ago. Been a little bit of a hiatus, and gonna roll through some stuff that as we kind of really wrap up, as now Christmas is past, and happy holidays to everyone, regardless of what you celebrate, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas, you name it. So hopefully ever had a good and safe holiday season. But yeah, 2023 is literally coming to a close this coming weekend. And we always like to review a few things on Sneaks Rhymes of Life. So as we keep the podcast going, um, let's just talk about obviously the year that was in sneakers. So we dramatically saw a shift in culture. We definitely saw new brands, continue to grow, like New Balance and On and Hoka. We saw the Dunk continue to be bigger and more impactful. But we also saw a significant change, and this is probably going to be another episode that we'll do in January or February, sometime soon. But we really also got to talk about, the shift in the market and overall the thoughts or feelings about reselling. The market has definitely changed. There is definitely not as a great an impact on hype releases. Now there are the ones that are few and far between, but there are very few that are available to the general public, um, or that you can pick up in a retail store that cause a lot of buzz. Even the last couple colors of the Jordan 4, whether it was the Craft, Olive 4, or even the Red Cement that came out in September, we just did not see the buzz like we saw with earlier in the year with the Reimagined 3 and even all the 4s that we saw, Military Black and Midnight Navy. We didn't see the energy like we did in 2022. So the market is definitely shifting. Jordan 1s and so many other models of Jordans are sitting on retail shelves. I think that's good for the average consumer. Definitely saw lots of energy on Boxing Day, Black Friday, Thanksgiving weekend. People be able to go into retail stores and buy what they want. And I think when we think about sneakers, we always have to think, can you just go in and get the sneaker that you want, whether it's a colorway or it's a model? I think that's always a really important piece, that people are able to get sneakers that they want. So I think in the favor of the consumer, it's great. In the favor of the reseller, it's probably been a struggle the last, almost 6 months now. But is that good for sneakers overall? I think, no longer are we in 2021 and 2022 fiscally, but not even are we in the same spot when we're talking about the law of supply and demand. I think that is dramatically changed. And the energy behind sneakers, and not being able to get them and then wanting to go chase the next one, it's totally different than the way that it was before. But saying all that, I think we're going to really have to see what 2024 has to bring. I think when I looked at the Jordan lineup for 2024, I'd be honest, I was underwhelmed. I don't think there was a ton of great things that were out there that, are going to make the public really excited. But saying that, I think when we look at 2023 in reflection, there were some great sneakers that came out. So again, I mentioned the growth of New Balance with 9060s and 2002s and obviously Han and our Hoka and On Cloud. Those are brands that have now, really grown. We're seeing so many different NBA players wear their own brand or a brand that they're supporting. So I think that the market continues to change. We have new athletes with their own shoe. We got the Ja one, despite all his challenges legally. Um, Luca and Zion have their own shoe. We're at KD 16, which is unbelievable to believe that he now has 16 signature shoes. We've already seen Carmelo retire, so there will be any more Melos. We're not getting any more CPs. That hasn't happened in the last couple years. LeBron is at LeBron 21, and we're retroing. But I think that the big energy piece, obviously, that we're going to see, and we got a sprinkle of it, and you'll see it in the list that I'm about to give you. The sprinkling in all of that is Kobe, and that more and more Kobe's will now be available to the marketplace. I have my feelings on the reverse Grinch, because although they said there were hundreds of thousands of pairs, hundreds of thousands of pairs were not readily available. Many pairs were not available even to people in Canada. I know many people were heartbroken that the chances or the odds of getting a pair in Canada without paying StockX or Go prices was very slim, or you had to have very deep pockets. But saying all of that, there were some great seekers / silhouettes that really kind of took the market by storm in 23. So I'm going to share. I've got some highlights. And again, I mentioned, dunks continue to be a thing, whether, you had some of the SVs or you had some of the great colorways in just some of your regular dunks. Dunks was definitely here to stay. Travis Scott, despite the rumors that there's no more Travis Scotts, I've already saw Black Mocha that may come out, may or may not come out. Could be a friends and family pair, but we did get a couple different Travis Scott 1 lows. There was tons of hype about the Travis Scott 1 golf. So there's still energy about Travis Scott's. And again, these are still what I would consider my honorable mentions for the year. And then we had lots of energy with what originally was to be the DMP, but it came out with different materials and looked a little differently. So we're calling it as the street name or the Jordan brand name is. It's the Jordan 11 Gratitude. Looks very much like the DMP or the Concord. It is different. So, but that was still a great shoe. Continue to see great things in new colorways and reiterations of the Nike Vomero 5 with the Zoom cushion. So that was a great one. We did have the Ama Monier Jordan 5, the Dawn and the Dusk. And that's on obviously the coattails of the 3, which is probably the best one. We had the 4 last year. We had the 1. We had the 2. There were lots of Jordan 2s. I think the market is still, there's the lovers of Jordan 2s, but not everyone really took to the Jordan 2, as this was supposed to be a big Jordan 2 year. But if I kind of get into maybe 6 sneakers that really, maybe 7 sneakers that really were high in demand. So let's start with the New Balance 990 version 6 Action Bronson with the bright colorways. And I don't know what is it about Action Bronson and why his shoes resonate so well with the sneaker community, but they were very limited, hard to get your hands on. But that was definitely one. The GR of the year, no question, was the Jordan 3 Reimagined in the white cement. Spectacular. Yes, it had the yellowish midsole, but it was one of those shoes that you had to have in 2023. Absolutely one of the best Jordans. Like me personally, I prefer white cement to black cement. I'm a rarity. I do love the black cement, don't get me wrong, but I actually love the clean look of the white cement. I have the 88s. I have the one with the Nike Air on the back. So I actually love that silhouette. And so that was a definite win for many people in the sneaker community that didn't get any of those previous releases that I've gotten over the years. And they were able to get their hands on that one. But kind of look at some of the hot hitters, the Sunset, Jordan 3 J Balvin. Again, super limited, couldn't get your hands on. Some people struck gold here in Canada and were able to get that one. But that was definitely in my top 5. As a silhouette, I think that the hype and demand just in general about the Adidas Samba this year, and it's probably the gold standard of anything that Adidas made this year. So many iterations, textures, colors. Well, the OG white with black stripe is probably the go-to and one of the hottest shoes that we had this year. Now that shoe really actually made traction probably fall or summer of 22 in New York, but really the supply was so limited, it really didn't catch fire until early in 23. So that would be number four. The 9060, as I mentioned, my favorite color far and away is the Prism Purple. It's loud, it's proud, it's exciting. We did had the grade A version. We had the so many of the other colors. There was a purple one. There was a gray one. There's almost a dust one that they have. So there's so many different colors. Prism Purple would definitely be my favorite. And then, yeah, I already mentioned it. You know, number two on the list would be Reverse Grinch. So many people. I'm lucky that I have the original Grinch. The Reverse Grinch looks cool, and I know there's so many other ones that are going to come out from the Kobe line, whether it's Kobe 6, Kobe 8, Kobe 5. But so many people wanted the Reverse Grinch. It's great. Green laces, super bright red. If you could get it, you can still get it. StockX, it's like 700 Canadian. It's wild. But that was number two on my list. It easily could have been number one if we didn't get the Jordan Ford SB. The fit is a little bit different than a regular Jordan 4. Absolutely outstanding, and that would be for me the sneaker of the year. Jordan 4 SB with the green. You can dress it in so many different ways. You could skate in it if you wanted, but that would be my shoe of the year. So in the comments, if you're following me on YouTube, thank you for everyone that does follow. Check out me, Sneaks, Rhymes, and Life. Also on Instagram. When I put up the post, tell me your favorite shoe. Tell me your shoe that you didn't get, you want to get, that was your number one shoe of the year. Would love to hear from you. But thank you to all my followers. Appreciate all of you. More episodes to come. Sneaks, Rhymes, Life. We out.